eventful week. Last Wednesday we went to Wilfholme Landing like we said we would do, but I only took bread. Reason being is that one, I couldn't dig any worms in time, and secondly there's nowhere I can get bait from. Where I live in Driffield here, to go to Wilfholme I'd have to go get bait from another 15 miles in the opposite direction, then set off all the way back, whether I went to Bridlington or Westlands over at Bransburton, or maybe even into Hull, which is 20 miles. So a bit of a bad show. So we set out to do it again, and in between, at the weekend, I also went to the ponds to try and do a carp session. That was a bit of an epic fail as well. All I managed to get was a bream. And so this weekend I planned ahead and decided to go get some maggots while we were in Hull to fish Wilfholme Landing again, and I went to
a few moments later
Hull Angling to go get some maggots, and when we got there the gates were shut.
No!
Although it says it's supposed to be open. So I had a quick scout round on the internet. We found somewhere, a mini garden centre in Hull, who said on the internet they sold maggots. When we got there they were frozen. We bought a couple of boxes and tried them. I don't think I'll be grateful that I got them, because there was nowhere else available to get maggots from at the time. But I don't think I'll get them again, because 3 hours into the session they'd all turned black and the bites just knocked off. So to be fair, that could have something to do with it. So with that in mind, I won't do it again. But as for Wilfholme Landing, it was absolutely brimming with fish. A lot of them, they're all small stamps of fish. Even the footage on the GoPro was all small stuff. Whether there's any big stuff left due to people removing fish, or the introduction of otters from the do-gooders, or whatever it is, I didn't see any big stamps of fish. I'm going to give it another go. We're going to go back with a brasem, which I've done years and years ago. I'm going to feed a fish and see if we can pick up the bream. But if not, I'm happy to just sit there and fish all day for silverfish. Next time I'll probably have a go on the stick rather than the waggler. The conditions were absolutely flat perfect for the waggler. The current was nice and steady. I couldn't have asked for a better day, other than the fact I didn't have any decent bait. So with that in mind, we'll definitely give it another go. I'll get this video uploaded. I hope you like it. Remember, if you do like it, give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you want to see this video, previous videos and more videos, make sure you subscribe. And all the support I can get is greatly appreciated. Hi guys, I'm Seanie.T, welcome to my channel, and as promised in previous videos I've dropped onto the River Hull here at Wilfholme, and we're fishing for whatever's available just to see what the river has to offer these days. The season's just started, we are in the second week of it. The place is absolutely brimming with small fish. Whether it's got any decent sized fish in there still, I don't know. It's been undergoing a lot of stress lately with people removing fish, especially the pike, and the introduction of the otters. What a great idea that was. And since then a lot of the bigger fish that are here have been wiped out, but we're here today just to see. We've had a quick go so far and I've got a few fish in the net. It's a lot of effort, there's a lot of hard work gone in just to get these few fish, but we're looking at small roach and some small perch. But nonetheless, we'll just stick at it and we'll see what else there has to offer. A previous guy I saw on Wednesday here, sat in this very same peg, had chub, dace, all sorts, so we're worth just sticking at it for a day. We've gone through my gear. I've dragged out some old gear from the loft, and created another kit really, especially for the rivers. So although it's old crappy gear of mine, I can leave it in the car and stuff like that, I'm not as bothered, but it's really aimed at the rivers, so I don't have to keep breaking my stuff down or emptying bags and swapping stuff over and forgetting stuff. I've just got an hour dedicated set. So I'll get a camera spun round, I'll show you out into the water where we're fishing, and I can show you how alive the water is, and it literally looks like it's raining with the amount of small fish out there. But I haven't seen many big fish other than a couple of pike scatterings over there, but that's about it. So we'll have a look. As it goes, this river is tidal, so at the moment it's flowing out. which it does for the majority of the time, and as the tide turns out at sea it'll gradually back up in here for an hour or so before it starts flowing out again. And at that turning point, I don't know when that is, I think it'll be in the next hour or so, it usually generates a lot of fish activity. So generally, if you haven't been getting bites up until that point, you can at least accrue a few fish as the tide turns and backs up. So, but we're not doing too bad for now, so we'll see how it goes. So guys, typical, just as I've tried showing you the fish and how alive it was and saying that it was just like rain, literally rain started and it threw it down, so we've had to scramble to put the brolly up, and just as you would expect, it's just about stopped again. So in the meantime, we've still been baiting up to keep maggots going in. The waggler line down there needs to have bait going in little and often. We're putting about 10-15 maggots out at a time and then running it through, and we're getting about a bite every cast now. So as far as bites are concerned, it's pretty lucrative down there now. So also I'm feeding another little line in here with red maggots just inside the concrete part. So in this concrete sluice here, you get a lot of the smaller fry, pardon the aircraft, you get a smaller fry about a year old congregating in this sluice here, so the perch are patrolling in and out of there, picking up them. So quite often you see the scrambling as the perch chasing through the water. So we're putting some red maggots out of there as well, and every now and again I keep dropping the floats in there, and I do keep picking up the odd little perch, but eventually we might pick up something better. So we'll get slung out, we'll get the camera around and let you guys see it trotting down, and we'll just show you how it can benefit from the little and often feed. And all we're using, nothing special, just red maggots. We'll show you the rig in a second, and we stripped it right back. We've gone right back to basics, old school style. We keep swapping the offer in. At the moment we're on double red, remember these are dead, and also we keep going to single red and just white, but basically just sticking with the maggots. I haven't really ventured on to anything else today, left all the pellets and everything well alone. I think the day's going to be hard enough as it is, so we'll just stick to what we know. We're only on that pound bottom, remember, and a small size 22 hook, so very much old school, back to basics for catching little fish on rivers. As you can see, they're a very small stamp of fish, but nonetheless good fun to catch. I would think that they were a year or so old now. So because we're fishing out on the drop out there, we need to be feeding, like I said earlier, regular. Only a few maggots, maybe 10-15 maggots at least every cast, or 20 every other cast, but you need to keep them going in nice and regular. So even though we're having a quick look at the rig in a minute, I can't really afford to be leaving it, otherwise the fish will drift off downstream following what feed's already previously gone in, and they won't be there ready to collect my bait when it goes in next time. So we're about to have a chat, so we'll stick the bait in. now's maybe a good time to have a quick look at the rig. So I'm on one of my old rods. I've got a closed face Daiwa 120M closed face reel. Some of you will recognise it, some of you won't. The beauty of these is, I think originally they're a spinning reel, but for me, I was taught by my father to use these as float fishing on the rivers. The beauty of these is they're a one-hand job. So while you're holding the rod out with just one hand, trotting it down, all it takes is just a click of the bail arm, which is that little round part there, and it releases the line, and it can carry on drifting. There's no need to use two hands, and it's quick to pick up. Just put your finger across it, strike in, then it'll wind and pick up. We've gone to old school here. We're on size 22 hook with £1 bottom on £4 line. It's considerably lighter than what I would normally use on the ponds, deliberately for that reason. Dropper shot, we've only got a little number 8 for a single dropper, and we're on a loaded waggler. Consists of 2 BBs and 2 number 1s, and it's loaded itself, so there's a good amount of weight on there. I can sling to the far side with that easily. My limitation at the moment to be able to get over to them fish on the far bank, what I can see topping and moving, is my catapult. It's only a little canal king, and its range with maggots only seems to be about halfway across. Normally, possibly if I get a good shot, it might go 3/4. So to them fish that are on the far bank that I can see moving, they're just out of my range at the moment. So I'm going to have to get a new catapult ready for this if we're going to do it again. But in the meantime, I can afford to just keep baiting up and draw the fish away from the far bank, like some of the old school guys used to do, like Ivan Marks and everything. You'd rely on his baiting tactics to get the fish to where he wanted, rather than going to the fish to fish for them at their locations. So one of the main tactics for fishing usually is to plumb the depth. It's normally quite critical to get your bait on the bottom. Out here I roughly know how deep it is, and I decided not to plumb. The reason being, I set it at an optimum depth which avoids touching the bottom, because bearing in mind with this river being tidal, the height is going up and down all the time. So during the course of the day, if you were to try and hit the bottom all the time, you'll be constantly adjusting the height of your float, which wears the line, it damages and stuff. Or alternatively, the method I choose to adopt is wildlife behind. The method I choose to adopt is, if I feed regular as well, like we are doing, the fish move up in the water, so I can now literally see them just touching the water, waiting for the next feed to go in. So consequently, I don't have to be on the bottom, because the fish will usually take the bait before it gets anywhere near, even near the bottom. Hence the odds and the reason why we've only got a single number 8. So the bait will fall as naturally as possible with the other loose fed items. I'm going to quick the camera around now, because the last few days so as you can see, they're not the most appetising. They've thawed out now and they're starting to turn black. I would be a bit dubious, but the fish don't seem to be too bothered. There's nothing left wriggling, everything's dead. We're going to get slung out and watch it down there now. I'm going to try and show you that the amount of fish that are out there now topping is unbelievable, and the water is about to turn. Slightly better stamp. Lovely little fish. So I can tell by the water in the keep net, the level is starting to come up now, so the river is slowing down, going out towards Hullway, and it's starting to back up, and when it backs up, the level will lift really, really quick. And if I hold it steady, out there you can see now that, guys, isn't rain, that is quite literally fish all the way out over there. Granted, they're only small stuff, they're only that big. So guys, I'm a little disappointed in the last hour. Once the rain started coming down, maybe it was that, or just coincidentally, the bites seemed to just stop. There's still plenty of fish moving out there. You can see them scattering every now and again from the pike, but generally they stop feeding. I even came up in the water and altered my feed pattern, see if I can get them to start taking from just a short amount above the surface, but I couldn't seem to attempt anything. Even down in the sluice part here, we have got a camera anchored down there though as well, so we'll see what that's had on. In the meantime, we'll get the nets out. I'll show you what few fish I've caught today, but just bear in mind they have took extreme amount of work to get them fish. When we're fishing on the ponds, usually small amounts of fish like that you practically disregard, you can get them with your eyes closed, but here it takes a lot more effort to snare them few fish. So we'll get them out, we'll have a quick look. So a little hard day's work on the river, and we've got about a dozen perch and roach and a few dace in there. Generally very small fish, like we said earlier. So we get our stuff out, get the nets dry, get stuff put away, and I'll catch you back at home. Right, so until the next video, which will be another one at Bransburton, I think, come weekend, I will see you again soon. Thank you very much for watching. See you later, guys.
I am on a whole nother level. Girl, he only fought you over cause you let him. Girl, I guess he didn't know any better. Girl, that man didn't show me ever. Do all I can just to show you you're special. Certain it's your love that holds me together. And you say he been killing the vibe.
Come on under here, out in the rain.